How's it going, everybody? Jody in here, and I'm back with another episode in my Stormworks Steam Locomotive series. This is part 3. I think it's part 3. And we got some work to do. I watched a couple of videos on how steam pistons work, and I figured I found out the problem with our piston drive here, and unfortunately I'm not going to be able to fix it in its current location because it's just there's not enough space there. I have to almost bring it out here to fix it. Um, but I don't think I have the space to bring those lines out this far, and I don't know if I have the space to squeeze anything through here. Because all the tanks and stuff. I mean, I could bring the lines up here. I could bring both lines up here, but then when I hit this spot, I think well, maybe I could squeeze them through here. Maybe I could squeeze one line through right here, and maybe another line, or maybe I could bring the lines down and have them come forward here. Um, but yeah, the problem I have here is these pistons are really finicky and need controlled by valves. So, like, I can't just do this. There has to be valve control added to them. Because and I should have known that. I should have known that because I'm a mechanic and I know how pistons work, and I should have known that. So I'm gonna pull that out right now. I'm gonna pull this entire system out right now, and I gotta find a way to get those pipes to the front where I can actually use them. Either that or I'm gonna have to cut down my water supply, which is another thing I might look to do. I might cut down the water supply a little bit. I don't want to because that means less steam for our boilers, um, and I'll have to refill water more often. But at least I think. I don't know. So let's run our steam to the front. We're already running our steam to the front, but that's for a completely different system. That's for the um, drive system. So that's going to be dependent on throttle, uh, and I don't want to really steal steam from our steam pistons. So, um, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to run lines. So that line is coming through here and going as far forward as it can go, and then this line is going to come in above it. This is our return line. This is our spent steam, which actually the spent steam, I can send the spent steam back on this line. I don't actually need a separate line for the spent steam. I don't think. I just need a line for the steam that's getting used. So let's do some. Let's put a T here. Let's put a pin in this, shall we say? As they say, we'll put a pin in that, and we'll send the steam to the front, um, because that's going to be a separate line than the others. So we'll send the steam to the front, and we'll connect the other on the way back. We'll just connect up to this line. This is our back line. But we need the hot steam up here for the piston. So we will get it here. Now I'm going to do the piston section right here. I'll do it kind of hovering in the air, sort of. Just because it's going to be easier to visualize what's going on here. So I'm going to need valves, and I'm going to need. Okay, I'm going to need valves. I'm going to need the piston. I need this to be wider, so I'm going to bring this out over the batteries. I'm going to bring this out this way over the batteries. I think that should be good because I'll have 1, 2, and then the piston. Yeah, so that'll be good. Okay, so come down this way, like that. Which is okay anyways, because now it's over top of the battery compartment, so that's where I kind of need it anyways, or I need the power generation. Okay, so let's look at our piston here. We need just a small one. We don't need a big one or anything like that. We just need a small one. And we need it to be kind of sideways like this. Okay, and I'm just gonna stack some to get it up to the proper height here. One more. Okay. Grease these guys down the bottom. Now this could actually be a good thing because I might need to do gearing out of here, because the pistons are not that powerful, or I shouldn't say they're not that fast. They're powerful, but they're not that fast. They have a lot of torque, very low RPM. So I'm gonna have to gear it up. But anyways, let's get to valves, because that's my problem. That's my whole problem here. I don't have the valves. So this is good. This is steam inside, so I'm liking that. We need a valve there, and we need a valve there, and then we need 2 valves out. And is this is the fluid out? Okay, so we need 2 valves out. So we need 2 valves in. We need 2 valves out. And it works on these pistons work on a 2-cycle system. So like normally on an automobile, like a car, you'll have a 4-cycle. For the most part, not always. You won't always have a 4-cycle, but in the most part, you'll have a 4-cycle. So you'll have the air coming in with the fuel, being sucked in on a downstroke. You'll have compression, which is the upstroke. So you're going to compress that mixture that just came in. Then you're going to ignite that mixture, and that's your um, uh, ignition stroke. So you're igniting your fuel and your air that you brought in, and then your last stroke, which is when the piston's coming back up yet again. Your last stroke is going to be your exhaust stroke, and that's when it pushes out the exhaust, and then it's going to start all over again. It's going to start all over again by drawing in air and fuel, and then it's going to switch again to compressing it, because you get more of a bang out of a compressed gas. So then again, ignite. So we're going to ignite, and then we're going to detonate. Or sorry, then we're going to exhaust, detonate. I'm trying to do too many things here. I'm trying to focus on doing too many things. So yeah, so you have your ignition, and then you have your exhaust. But these guys function on this piston functions on a 2-cycle. And that cycle is basically air in here at the top, air comes in at the top, air goes out at the bottom. So it's being pushed in here, it's being expelled out here. Then it switches gears. When the piston comes down, then it switches gears. This valve closes, and you have air coming in here and being expelled out here. So they have to go backwards and forwards. So this valve and this valve have to be open at the same time, and then it switches to this valve and this valve having to be open at the same time. And then it goes back and forth. It crisscrosses. These 2 valves open, and then these 2 valves open. So it crisscrosses. So these 2 valves open, and then these 2 valves open, and then these 2 valves open, and then these 2 valves open. And it opens dependent upon the position of the piston. So on the piston, you can see we have a position. We have a position setting. And we don't have to worry down here about the RPS. We have a position setting here. And what this position setting does is says, hey, I'm at this position, I'm at that position, I'm at, you know. So the way that this system works, and I'm hoping I'm going to get it, right the first time. We need to make a microcontroller. Okay, so the width, the length's got to be 3, and we're going to call this steam piston controller. Okay, and the description for that is going to be controls of steam, controls valves going into and out of a steam piston. Okay, so our logic is going to be, we need a number input. This is going to be piston position. The position reading from the steam piston. Okay, we're going to have another one here. This is going to be an output. And then we'll have a second one, and it is also going to be an output. Okay, so this output is going to be toggle for pistons on downstroke. This one here is going to be toggle for valves, I should say. Toggle for valves on downstroke. This is going to be the toggle for valves on upstroke. Okay. Position 0 to 0.5. This one's going to be position 0.5 to 1.0. I'll put 0.0 because I'm putting in decimal places. All right. So the downstroke is from 0.0 to 0.5. The upstroke is from 0.5 to 1.0. So piston comes down, it's 0.5. When it goes back up, it's 1, and then it resets. Starts going down, it's at 0 to 0.5, and then 0.5 to 1, and then 0.5, 0.5 to 1. So that's when we need to trigger our piston. And you know, let's just make a little piston symbol. Best way to draw a piston is by drawing the piston shaft, and then drawing the piston inside, and then making a thing on the end. There you go. There's your piston. And I'll draw a little thing here. Actually, let's draw it down a little ways, and we'll put some dots in here for the steam coming in. Maybe we'll put just E, 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 there. So now you can see it's a piston, right? It's a piston. Oh God. How about I know how to make it look like a piston. We'll put a down arrow and then an up arrow, because nobody ever questions arrows, right? Nobody ever questions arrows. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. So we'll put an arrow here, an arrow there. There we go. Pistons. Arrows. We're good. Oh my God. That's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. Okay, so let's get into the logic. This is going to be really easy. We're just going to use 2 clamps. So we want a clamp, or not a clamp, sorry, not a clamp, shit, what's it called? Damn it, what's it called? I know what the picture looks like. Threshold. We're going to use 2 thresholds. All right, get rid of that. Okay, first threshold, piston position, and this is going to be 0.0. There we go. And so our thresholds, all we got to do is set them now. Low threshold is 0.0. Upper threshold is 0.5. That's our downstroke. And then this one, we need 0.5 to 1. Simple, simple, easy peasy. There you go. Controller's done. Steam, piston, controller. Save that. That'll work on every single steam piston I ever use. All right. So let's drop that on top here. Whoops. Let's steam piston controller. Oh, look. There's our fun symbol right there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's paint the symbol different colors so we can see it. Good enough. There it is. So now on the downstroke. Okay, so we're going to need the toggles that we need for the downstroke are going to be the upper one here and the lower one over here. And then on the upstroke, we got to switch that. When we want upstroke, we got to put steam into here and let it out over here. And there you go. Simple as that. Now we just have to hook up our piston position, and it's done. That's it. That's done. Done and done. So I do still want to have a valve control on here because we want to still keep track of this and make sure it only opens a certain percentage and make sure it doesn't steal all the steam from the engine. So we still want our valve here, and this is our control valve. We still want our control valve. We're just gonna put it up here instead of back there, and I think that's pointing the right direction. I hope. I don't think it really matters, but whatever. Okay, so that's our fluid valve for our boiler control. I think I had something for that. Did I not? Yes, I did. This one here, steam piston generator. Yes, this was our steam piston generator connection. We'll run it back to here. So now our steam piston should turn on and it should run. And it should have a lot of torque to it. So we need to convert that torque into generating capability. So we're going to need some gearboxes to make that happen. And I can put a couple in here. I can probably put two. I can probably put two before I have to put the what do you call it? The thing. So I can put two and then the generator, the small generator. We really just have to top up the batteries, which shouldn't be a big deal. So we'll do that using the piston and these two gearboxes. It shouldn't have to be a stupid fast speed for it to get the job done. I don't think. But we'll set them both to 3 to 1, so it's going to go 3 to 1, and then multiply that by 3 to 1, and then so this should bring it up to, if this is going at 1 RPS, this should be going at 3, and then it should 3 to 1 that again. So we're gonna have 3 coming out, so that's 3, 6, 9. It should be going at 9. Or wait, no, it's going at 3 already, so it should be going 6, 9, 12. I think that's how that works. So that should be, if this goes at 1 RPS, this should be going at 12 RPS. Which still isn't, a ridiculous amount of speed, but it might be enough to get our generator producing something for our batteries. So we'll see. We'll keep track of that number. We'll see what happens. See if we actually get a decent, RPS out of that or not. I don't know. This is, like I said, this is all new to me, so it's all new. Okay, so we'll run that back to that to bring our connection back together. And we got a connector there. And that valve is hooked up. That valve's hooked up. And we got our valves hooked up here. This valve is not hooked up. We need to put power to that valve. That would have been a problem last time. We tested the train out because that valve wouldn't have been able to open. So now it can. And we'll send that valve to the back here. Okay, speaking of the back, I want to fix our coal box because our coal box is currently a nightmare. I don't believe a person should be standing there shoveling in coal every 2 goddamn seconds. So we're fixing that. All right, that's our next thing here. So we're gonna take out our firebox. We're gonna rotate it and put it over here on the side. So we're gonna have to take out some of this, of course, to make that happen. So we'll take that out, take this out, we'll take this, actually take this whole floor out so we can see what we're doing. Our firebox is coming out. We got our 2 firebox pipes, which we'll have to reconnect. But for now, we're just going to work on getting the firebox into the side here, and hooked up so it faces, so it faces this way. I still want it facing this way, but it's got to hook up to these guys. So this is going to be the trick. So I can have the firebox there, or I can have it back right there. Which, if I have it there, I got to take that out. So I can have our firebox right there, which I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all, because that gives me a buffer over here to kind of fill this in and make it clean. Fill in this the hole that's here, and clean that up a little bit so it seals it off like that, right? And then we can. Now our big problem is going to be we can't run our cables in the back. Dang it. I'm going to have to take that out so I can run the pipes out. Okay, that's the only way I can run the pipes out, is if I take that one out. That's fine, because I'm gonna stack, right? I'm gonna put more on top. So yeah, this, stack these guys. All right, so I'm gonna have these guys stacked like this up to the roof, because our firebox, we're not gonna have anything behind our firebox. It's gonna be a wall. So we'll stack these guys up to the roof, and now everything's connected. If I put this on here like that, now everything's connected. Our firebox is connected to everything. And I can kind of disguise that as a bit of a chimney going, I can kind of disguise it a little bit. So this can all be hidden behind cubes, is kind of what I'm saying here. we can just bury it behind cubes. The cubes of coverage. And then, of course, on the front of the firebox, that's where we're going to do some artistic work to kind of keep it covered. We're gonna do some finagling here to make it look like the firebox is integrated into the structure around it. So that's going to be like kind of like this and like this. So we got kind of an integrated firebox here. We're going to cover up the top by doing this. We'll have a half block like this, and we'll have another half block like this. Now that looks like a furnace, doesn't it? Looks like we got a big old furnace here. That's exactly how I want it to look. I want it to look like we got a big old furnace. So I'm going to round this corner here, because I want to match up to the stuff I already have. Just like that. I want to match up to this stuff back here. Actually, I don't even really need those to be like that. I can go like that, and that'll still be matched up to what I have there. Okay, and then on this side, we're going to wall in this here, so we have room to bring our pipes in. I'm gonna move this control. I'm gonna actually put it above the firebox, because we're gonna have a wall here in front of the firebox now. So it's gonna come up like this, and I mean, I know that's a tight space. That's gonna be a tight squeeze there, but this is kind of the best we can do with this, with what we got. So We'll put this up like that. Okay. Round that corner. And I should probably round this corner here. Make it like that. Open this up so in case I need to put a controller or something in, I can open that up. I can open this up for the same reason, in case I want to put a controller in there. Just like that. I do not need this. And we're gonna round off the top here. Excuse me. We're gonna round off the top here and just close it in like so. Boxer in. There you go. So we have a coal storage here. It looks like a coal storage here, and we have our firebox over here, and they're fully connected now. So our coal is going to go right into our firebox. Now we need to connect our firebox because we have exhaust lines, we have air lines, we have heat lines, and all of that now has to be shifted over to our new home, which is in here. So our first problem is our heat lines, getting them out, and those are the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two side by side like this, and I'm going to run them tandem side by side, right out of here, right into the old lines. So we're going to run them straight across here, and I'm going to split one down this way. I'm going to split one down this way, and we're going to run them straight into the old lines. So no change whatsoever here on this end, except lowering them down a tiny bit. So we'll have the one go there, the one go there, and then we'll just run them through the floor. I don't think there's any problem with that. I don't think the lines themselves will cause any issues. Actually, I should probably put this one back. Keep them separated, just because that's the way they are naturally. So I should probably keep them like that. Yeah, and then we'll put this back down the middle. That okay. So we're gonna need corner pipes for our corners here. It's these guys. Rotate them properly. One there, and then we need straight pipes. Oh, no, we need corner pipes over here too, sorry. Get out of there. We need corner pipes here coming up. That's right. Okay, so there. Now we need our straight pipes. Which are these guys? So just sneak in here. See if we can zip these guys in. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Nice. Then over here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Here, we want to zip it this way. And then here, we want to zip it that way. So there we go. We have our firebox lines reattached for our boiler. Now we got to get our exhaust lines reattached. Oh, I shouldn't say that because we have to connect them here. We still have to connect them here. Okay, there we go. All right, now we have our lines attached. Now, for our other lines, our air line and our exhaust line, I kind of think just coming out of the wall is going to be the best way to do those. So you can see I have access to the wall here. So if I take this out, no, let's take this one out, maybe. That gives me access to getting in there. So then I can even go one higher. That would be better. So then I can run this way. Into here. Can I go this way? I cannot. Okay, so that's not going to work because I run into a corner here that I don't want to take out. Okay, so that's not going to work. I could go through the floor under here, and that would bring me out here. That would work. So I would have the two pipes come up here. Oh, that won't work because I have that here. Okay, so I can't come through here. Where can I bring those pipes? You know what? I can bring them right there. I can put them through the wall right there. Okay, so straight pipe here. We're gonna put two straight pipes right here. One's gonna be the exhaust. One's gonna be the air. And then I can run them through the floor. It's gonna be a zigzag through the floor, but I can run them through the floor. So we'll come in here because we're past that point. Okay. Come in here. 1, 2, and then 3. Okay. And then we'll come this way, like so. And we'll have the pipes come up. So the air pipe is going to be this one. So we'll have our air pipe here. Let's get a corner. We're probably going to need a pump because this is now a span that we're sending these guys. So we'll have our air pipe on the side here and our exhaust pipe here. And that's exhaust and air. Okay. So our air pipe is going to come straight out of here using our air colors. It's going to come up and it's going to go into our air box. I could probably, I can actually do this a lot better now because I could just put the air pipe right out the side. I could get the air from back here. I don't have to get it from up there. So you know what? Let's kill our air pipe that's out here because we don't need it out here. It doesn't have to be out here. It's air. Oh shit! I don't know what I just deleted. But I deleted something. All right. Undo. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. So we don't need our air pipe out here because that was a mess to begin with. We had all this pipe going all over the place, exhausting the water out, out the bottom here, and we don't need it. We don't need it at all. So we'll get rid of it. We don't need it. Put this piece in here. Make this nice. There we go. And good. Air pipe gone. So all we really need is the exhaust pipe. And we're already doing a long run for the exhaust pipe, so that doesn't really matter. Instead of coming over here, we'll send her over here. We'll hook it up over here. No big deal. So we just need to run the exhaust pipe then. So our air pipe is right there. We don't need this. Actually, we could be getting it right out the floor here. We could actually be getting our air right out of the floor without any muss or fuss. We just put a vent right here. And it'd be facing down, so it's not like it's going to get any water in it. Oh, shit. Undo. So, I wanted to change the color. So I can just put a vent like this. There's our air. and nobody be the wiser. Close that off, close that off, close that off. And change... come on. Camera! You're doing me dirty now. I got the camera in as far as I can go, and so it won't let me zoom into the spot where I need to go, or where I want to go. There we go. Okay. So we'll get rid of this, and we'll fix that. We'll put our downpipe here. So, and we'll make her black. Make it a black. Our exhaust pipe is black. Whoop. Undo. Down, down, and down. Okay. So now we just have to run that over there. No biggie. Let's already face the right direction. Nice. Just come up like that. Fill that in. Need that. So some straight pipe now. I feel our exhaust is going to need a pump. Just because we're sending it so far. I don't actually think it does, but just to so there's our inlet for our air now. Just to give it a hand, just to give it a little bit of a hand. I think our exhaust pipe should have a pump on it. If I haven't put one on already, I don't think I have. Do I have a pump on the exhaust line? No, I don't. It just goes to the front. So I think I'm going to put a pump on it, just to give it that little bit of extra oomph, because that could choke our system if we don't have exhaust properly vented. That could really choke our system. So we'll bring the pipe in here, turn it, straight line through the wall to here. We're going to turn up at, ooh, that's pretty cramped there. Let's bring it this way, past that valve, come up past that valve. Jesus. And then, you know what? That'd be the perfect place for a pump. We'll put a pump right there. Then we'll send it up, because the old connector was up over here, so I don't see why we can't just put the new connector right here too. And connect it to the run that's already going here. Okay, got our exhaust hooked back up, and we have a pump on the line now. That pump it's going to need power. So we'll just shoot power over from there, connector there, and it's also going to need to be turned on. So let us get a signal from our everything switch to our on there. And did we do anything down here that requires an on? I don't think so. We did not. You know what? I'll trigger the gearboxes anyways. They're all 3 to 1, but I'll trigger them anyways, just to fix that. Okay. So that should now be our new firebox, which you can see has 1, 2, 3 has a lot more things than our old firebox did. It's got more. It actually has more coal storage than our old firebox did. So I like that. I really like that. Let's take and we're gonna grab our display, if I could find it here on the wall. Where the hell are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, we're gonna copy that, or I should say we're gonna cut that. We're gonna move it over to here, and we're gonna put it in the wall right above the boiler, or the stove, whatever you want to call it. Paste it right there. Is that paste? Oh, it did. Okay. And then we will clear that out. Okay. Oh shit, redo. Now, did my lines stay connected to it? They did not. You son of a bitch. That's why I cut and pasted, so it would stay connected. Alright. Is everything else still connected? Probably not, because we moved our firebox, so our firebox definitely isn't connected. So that is input number 1. I have input number 1, input number 2. None of that's connected. Why is none of that connected? Why is nothing connected? Okay, channel 1 button goes to there. What were these? What was 1 and 2? 1 and 2 was... fuck's sakes. Dial 1 was the firebox temperature. Dial 2 was the coal level. Okay. So dial 1 is our firebox temperature. 2 is our coal level, which should now take into account all the coal, not just that coal. Okay, so 1 is our firebox temperature. That's 1. And 2, we have our coal level there, but we should also take into account the fill level of all of these. We should be calculating all of that. So how many of them do I have? That's what I need to count first. I have 1, 2. Wait, do those have a fill level? Yes, they do. Okay. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 13 of them. So if we want to add up 13, oh wait, and did I count the firebox in that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14. Okay, so we have 14, which means I'm going to need my 10 adder plus I'm going to need a 5 adder, so maybe my 6 adder. Because you got to remember this, the 10 adder is going to be one of them, so 10 and 4 I have, but then I got to add the 2 together. You know what? I could do that. I could do 10 and 4 and then just add the 2 together. That would work too. I got to find a place to sneak in this 10 adder. I think, will it fit on this side that I cleared out? I don't think so. Speaking of which, where'd the side go that I did clear out? Because it should be right beside the firebox. And I ain't seeing it. Is this it? Is that it there? That can't be it there. Is it? This space here? This void? Will this fit in this void? No. Why won't it fit in the void? The void's 3 wide. This is 3 wide. Why won't it fit in the void? Oh, because there's... I see. I see. There's no room there for it. Okay, well, if all else fails, put it on the wall behind it. Can it fit anywhere here? This is such a freaking big controller. Come on, camera. This is such a big controller. I don't think I can squeeze it anywhere. Maybe I can chuck it there. So there's the 10, and we'll put the 4, and then the 2 right here. Okay, so 10, 4, and 2. Logic. So the 10 is going to connect to the 2, the 4 is going to connect to the 2, and now we have to connect up all these coal boxes. Yay! So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why I'm counting 6. In case I lose track of where I am, I know where I am on the controller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This will be 8, 9, 10. Okay. The firebox is counted? No, it is not. Okay, so that's 10, that's 11, and then these 3. 12, 13, 14. And that should be all of the coal counted. Okay. Then we send that number back to our input over here, which is where the hell's that? What's that reading? Send that there. What the hell is this thing reading? That's reading the tank contents. No, that should be the... Oh, shit. No, that's not that. Damn it. Fuck, I hooked up to the wrong thing. That's the problem with this bullshit. Okay, so... Are you still connected? You are connected. Okay, tank contents. What did I disconnect from you? You son of a bitch. Or was there nothing connected there? That's connected. Okay, that's connected way over there. That's connected way over there. This is connected to there. And I took a tank out of here. So I have no... Okay, so that has nothing because I took the tank out. Okay. Boy, all these freaking controllers. It's hard to tell what's connected to what anymore. But we're doing it. Okay, that's the backlight, right? Yeah, we'll set that to that too. Okay, backlights. Oh, and the backlight for the outside of the train. Gotta hook up that gauge here for our water inlet. Okay, so this should run. It should run. Our generator should run. Okay, let's save. Let's save this thing, fire it up, and see what happens. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Oh, I left a hole. Dang it. Gotta fix that. Gotta fix the hole. We don't need no holes in our train. Oh, there's the hole. Fix that too. Okay. Oh, and get rid of that. Why is that on the roof? Okay. Save. Here. Yes. Spawn. Okay. Our engine compartment is getting a little more cramped because our firebox has gotten bigger. But it should still serve the function. A little more cramped up here. Why? What is that from now? Why is there a random block? Oh, what is going on here? Why is there a random block on the floor? Oh, that was not a random block. That was my controller. Oh shit, I didn't close this up either. My god, what am I doing with my life? There, okay. Jesus. Are we good now? No, because these displays might not have shit to connect to them. Let's see what they have. Are you connected? Yes. Are you connected? Yes. Are you connected? Yes. Are you connected? Yes. Okay, those are connected. Is this connected? No. What is this? The generator output. Okay. So where's my damn generator? There it is. Okay, generator output. Bring it back. Connect to that son of a bitch so I can see you working. Okay, everything else is connected, right? Yes, looks like everything else is connected. I have my composite lines. Yes, I have everything going to the composite controllers. Yes, 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 okay. Fucking try it again. Spawn. I kind of want to round the roof a bit too. I think my roof up here is too flat. I kind of want to put a round roof on it. I can't make it any wider. Like I can't make the roof hang off the edge here, because I'm at the limit of the width. I'm at the build limit for width for this area. So, while I would like to, round off the roof a little bit, or make it overhang at least one block, I can't do that just because I'm at the, like I said, I'm at the limit of the roof. So, okay, our firebox is here. What are we reading for coal level? Wow. 4,914 coal. That seems way too much. That doesn't seem right. That number doesn't seem right. 4,914. My God, that number doesn't seem right. How can I have that much coal? Jesus. 4,914. How could I have that much coal? Whoops, 9. There's something about that doesn't make any sense. I thought these things only had like 30 apiece. Isn't it just 30 apiece? Something here doesn't make sense. That'd be 30, 60, 90, 100. 30, 60, 90, 120. So 120, and then we'd have 240. That'd be 240 there. We have one in behind, which would be 270. And then another what? Another 120? Another 120. So yeah, how did we get to how did we get to thousands? Because I don't think thousands will fit in these. There's something there that does that number doesn't seem right. If that number is right, then I made this way too big, or way bigger than I had to. Um, God, if it holds that much, then all I really need to do, I could get rid of these four, leave this open, and I could put the coal inlet down here, facing like this way, facing back, and it would still be just as happy as it is right now. Like I would never run out of coal. Well, I shouldn't say never, but I would definitely be able to refill my coal without any complaining. I would just keep this section here on the back and this one here, and get rid of these four, and open up my back end here some more, give myself some more room, because that seems kind of silly. If that's the amount of coal I actually have in there, that's crazy. Oh, I should have saved it, but whatever. Stormworks is one of those games that gets really slow but doesn't crash. Yeah, 4,914. That's crazy. Okay, let me. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna. That seems insane. I'm gonna take. Where's that light? Or the switch? I'm gonna take this switch. I'm gonna move it. I don't know where to move it. Just temporarily. Let's move it somewhere else, because it does. It's connected to a lot of things, so I don't want to just delete it and replace it, because it's, like I said, it's connected to a lot of things. So how would I move it to here temporarily? I'll find another spot for it in a second. Okay, now let's get rid of these four. Get rid of these four. We'll clean up this wall we have here, this section we have here. We'll open this up like so, and I will put a coal inlet right here. So we'll put a hopper right here on the back like this, and that'll be our coal loading spot. Then I'm going to clear out this, so I have an open area there, and I'm just gonna finagle us a nice little shape to this furnace. That doesn't intrude too much. So something like that. Okay, and now I will bring this down like this. We'll go like this. Bring this across like that, and then across like this. So I really don't like looking at the sides of these boxes. Very, very much dislike. So we're gonna hide it like that. There. So now we have our nice boiler furnace. We have a way to fill it still, and that could still be automated filled. So I could have something dump it in there, you know. So it's not a huge deal for that anymore. Or it wasn't a huge deal to begin with, but it's still not a huge deal. So yeah. All right, now I want to adjust this a little bit because I don't feel that this is open enough. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the selection grid. Let's clear it. Let's grab this here up to here, and I'm going to move that. I'm going to move it back 3 blocks. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Back to there. Paste that in. Okay. Bring it to this side. And paste it in. Okay. Clear that out. And then we will erase what's left here. Same on this side. Erase what's left here. Okay. And then we're going to do a merge. That to that. Merge that to that. And that's going to open our cab a little more. Give us a little more of an open air feel to the cab. So I do have to fix my railing a little bit there though, because now I've kind of screwed it up. So that's what I'm gonna do next here. Is we're gonna fix this guy here, because I want to keep it looking nice. I don't just want a pipe ending in midair like that. So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna get the fingers on the right spot in the keyboard, and then we'll do this nice little railing kind of thing there. And you know what? I kind of should carry it from here too, just to keep up the appearance of the nice railing, you know. So I'm going to fix all this up here, and we'll replace that with this here. We'll replace this corner like that. We'll put this across the back like so, and that looks nice. At least I think it does. Now we want our middle of our back of our train. We'll put the T there. That. And then over here, do I want a T right here? Maybe just to give it a nice little look of industrial kind of look. There we go. Okay. I actually think that button's in a good spot, so I might just leave it there. Because now there's actually room to walk around now. See, there's room to walk around here now. So it's not like it's closing it off anymore, closing off the back of the cab here. So I think I can leave that. I think I can leave that like that. I can fit a seat there too. Right there. I could fit a seat right there. If I wanted like a passenger seat or something, I could put it right there. That would be nice. There's a passenger seat back there. We could have a coal box guy seat right here. Couple of seats, you know. Give some places for the NPCs to sit, as it were. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. I do want to slope this roof a little more because I feel like it's not. I feel like it's kind of weak. Um, being flat. I feel like it's a little weak being flat. So let's see if I can just put a little bit of a slope on it, just to kind of give it a nicer curve. Um, not to be a beautiful roof, you know, but it should be a nicer roof than what I got. Okay, I kind of like that. I like that. And then we'll erase this part here, and we will put this guy on the bottom like this, and that'll actually look like a curved roof. Make it a nice little curved roof, you know. So we get rid of this, and we'll flip these upside down. Put them kind of along here. I should fill those in there though. And then on the outside, we're going to do this kind of thing. So the inside, we're going to flip these, run it down. Outside, flip them upside right, run them down. And then on the top here, this part will be flat right here. So now it's got a little bit of a curve to it, just enough to give it a little offset, you know. But over here, I should correct this part here, where the boiler is, and I should just bring it up to the roof. I should just bring the whole boiler right into the roof. So there's no screwing around, you know. Up into the roof. Uh, this I should probably smooth down with a edge. Oops. Oh, come on. This way. I don't know if I like that. Oh, that's the roof piece, so I can't get rid of that. I don't know if I like that there. Maybe going the other way. Where is my other one? This way. Maybe going the other way. I don't know if I like that either. Although that would be easier to cover up. I could just do that. I just do that and like it's none the wiser. It just looks like part of the boiler again. Maybe something like that even. Hmm. Then up front here, we're going to fix this as well, because this doesn't work anymore. So on the front, we're actually going to continue this out. Get off that. Continue this out, like so. And then where's our 4-band there? We're going to need to solidify this. And then on this front piece here, we're going to do our curve like this, and our curve like this, and our flat like this, and like that. That kind of makes it look a little more standard trainish, I guess. Gives a little more of the that train look with the curved roof. And more of an open back. It's more open now because I moved these forwards, so it's got that open air feel to the back end a little more. So I think that'll do. I think that looks nicer than it did. So let's spawn this in. Yeah, yeah, I like that better. I like that curved roof better. Looks nice. It's unpainted, so you know it doesn't look as good as it can, but it looks nice. So now we press this, and our gate closes, and look at that. I like that. Okay. So now, how much do we have now? Our coal is now 2,700. So we lost quite a bit of coal there, but I mean 2,700 is still a lot of coal. So let's change our number. This one, 2,700, and it's a nice round number too. I like that. I like that it's a nice round number. So uh, our adders just got emptied. Some of them. So we probably don't need as many adders as we have now. Uh, because we lost a whole bunch. So how many boxes do we have now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12. So we could get away with the 10 plus the 4 without the 2. Uh, so let's get rid of the 2 and let's keep the 10 and the 4, and we'll hook up to what isn't hooked up. we will now hook up what isn't hooked up. So that's hooked up, that's hooked up, that's hooked up, that's hooked up. This is not hooked up. So we will hook this up to something that is not hooked up over here. We have quite a few over here that aren't hooked up by the looks of it. Okay. And this is not hooked up, so we'll hook that up to one of the ones over here that is not hooked up. And that does not look hooked up, so we'll hook up to there. Okay, and I did send this back to the 10. Okay, so the 10 is going to be the one that comes over now. So our 10 is going to come to this one instead of the other one. Now, are all of them connected up now? That one, that one, that one, that one. This one, this one, that one, that one, this one, that one, and that goes over there. Okay, perfect. Everything's now connected. So I have, how many do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. Oh, 10, 11. I have 11. Okay. So I should have a couple empty over here, which I have that one empty and that one empty. There they are. That one's connected. That one's connected. That's connected. Connected. All those connected. Okay, and then there, and that's connected. Okay. So we have all of them still connected. We were able to get rid of one of the adders, so that's nice. Let's save this and get her on the track. Let's see if she'll run. Now that we have all of our numbers are entered. All of our well, the water number's still, it's messed up a little bit, but I'm not worried about that at this second. I will worry about that later. So we have our coal is full. Our igniter's off. Our firebox temp, we have coal in here. Coal level 270. Wait, 270? This is 2970. One of them's lying to us. One of these is lying to us. Let's see if this goes down by 1. When we oh shit, this display doesn't have power, does it? Mother. That number could be completely wrong now because it has no power. Shit. Okay, I wonder what it'll say now. Because for some reason we lost all of our connectors when we moved this. That normally shouldn't happen. All the connectors should go with it. When you do a cut and a paste, all the information should stay with it, as long as you don't paste it a second time or clear it out or whatever. So this still says 2970. Turn that on. 2948. Wait a minute. We lost. Yeah, 48. We lost the number there. We lost. What is going on? Oh, every single one of them tells me how much they all have. Shit. Okay. So I don't have thousands. I have hundreds. 267. Okay, so that's exactly what it should say. Is 267. I only need to read one of them. Son of a bitch. Okay, so what was the number? 270? I think it was 270. So I can get rid of the adders because the adders now are completely useless. Get rid of you, get rid of you. I don't need those anymore because I don't need to add up all the friggin' things because I just need to add up the whatever from the firebox or from one of these guys because it's all networked now. Um, and I should have known that happens, but I didn't. Okay, so our coal level, we're gonna just go straight to there, and I think it was 270. Was it not? No, because that's 2700. Shit. What? I think it was 270. Was it not? Whatever. We'll save it and see what it says, and we'll just go from here. We'll just go from here. So I have 270 coal. I still plan on making a coal shunt vehicle behind, like to sit behind it, and then I'm gonna have to find some way of transferring the coal back and forth from the shunt vehicle to here. I'll have to figure out how to, you know, get it from there to here. But yeah, so okay. So we are at 270. Okay, so 270. We'll fire up our igniter. 268, and we're burning. Now you turn that off. That's gonna run now. I actually should put a valve on the air so I can close it off. I can shut off the air because I think if you close off the air, the firebox goes out. Right now, I have no way to put the firebox out. Once it's lit for good until it runs out of fuel. Which now is going to be a while before it runs out of fuel. So, wait, why is it going out again? Do I have to leave that on? Why is the temperature going down? It has plenty of coal. Why is the temperature going down? Is it not getting air? It should be getting air. Oh, look at the air. Yeah, look at the air. The air is 0. Oh, maybe it can't. It can't exhaust. It can't exhaust until I turn the pump on. Okay, that's why. I got to turn the pump on for it to exhaust. Now it's exhausting. Look at the smoke now. Okay, now we got the puffs. Now we got the puffs happening. We got the temperature going up. Okay, so I can kill it just by shutting off the pumps or shutting off the boiler pumps. I can kill it because it won't be able to get the exhaust out. Okay, so we're good. We're good. We have a way to shut her down. All right, let's watch our boiler now. And we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on our generator because our generator should work now. Why do I have a sudden craving for Italian bread? I have a sudden craving for like some homemade Italian bread. And I don't have any. And I'm surrounded by Italian restaurants, but they're all closed because it's early in the morning. Hang. My brain's just like, He wants some Italian bread. And I'm like, you're right, I do. You are so correct. Okay, so our boiler temperature's getting up. We're going to hit 100 here. And then we're going to start making some steam. Or not. Oh, our boiler didn't hit 100. What happened? I thought it was going up. Now we're at 100. Okay. Ah, there it goes. Steam pressure's starting to go now. I feel like it dropped there for some reason. So our steam pressure's going up. Our generator is not putting out anything yet. And we're at 30. It should have opened up the valve by now. That should have opened the valve by now. So let's take a look at what's going on. Get out of our seat and press what's our button? Our button is home, the home button. Okay, now let's see what's going on down here. Our piston ain't moving at all. Okay, why is our piston not moving? Oh, that stuck me outside. Okay. Want to be inside. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm inside. Why is our piston not moving? Are these working? Okay, that's false. That's false. What's the one behind it? Behind it is true. So these valves are working fine. What is that? That flow rate is 0. Why is that flow rate 0? You have no power, you mother. It's always something. Always something. Forgot to friggin' power that valve. Stupid. Okay, is there any other valves I forgot to power? Got these valves all powered. I got that powered. That's powered. These guys are powered. That's hooked up to there, which hooked up to the batteries. Okay, let's do this again. Let's hopefully get it right this time. I've had enough rehearsals. Okay. Heat her up again. Heat it up again, Sam. Alright, so pumps need to be on. Okay. Ignite the damn coal. Temperature's rising. Alright, let's have a seat. Boiler temperature's already climbing. Okay, I want to keep an eye on this because I could have swore it dropped. I could have swore I saw that boiler temperature drop. It was like 80 something and going up, and then all of a sudden I looked at it again and it was down. It had gone down. So I don't know if maybe because it doesn't open until I open this. The water isn't let in the boiler until I start letting out steam. At least I think. I think that's how I set it up. I need to really write a script. I do. I need to write a Lewis script for the boiler. But first I got to get the damn thing working. Once I have it working and understand how it's working, then I can write a script to say, hey, do this if this happens. But I need to be able to play with the valves first to figure all this out. I should really have another 2 levers here. I should have a water in. I should have the throttle plus a water in plus the steam out. I wasn't watching. I think it dropped again, but I wasn't watching. So the boiler's coming up. When she hits 100, I'll start making steam, but I should also start making power. That piston should run. It looks like it was hooked up right because it had the true and false showing up on the thing. So it just needs to have steam now. Okay, so we're at 100. The boiler should start to kick in, and then as it raises, oh, it's letting a little steam out. What's going on? Is it creeping out steam to the generator? What happened there? It hiccuped. It hiccuped a little bit there. Okay, we're building up steam pressure. She's holding at about 32, maybe. I don't think it has water anymore. I think the boiler's out of water. I think the boiler's out of water. I think I have to take the valve off of the back end of the boiler. I think I have to give it as much water as it wants. Because it looks like the valves. It looks like the boiler's starving right now. So let's double check to make sure that's the case. Because that's what that symptom is. It looks like the boiler's starving. So where can I stand in here? I don't think there's anywhere for me to stand back here, but we'll try it anyways. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, fluid volume 0. It's starving. It has no water in it. It's made all steam, and it's got no water. Okay. So the valve on the back of the boiler's got to go. Gotta go. I need to give it as much water as it can take. So we will pull that. Okay, that's going to be a straight in. I'm actually going to put a check valve on there because I don't want this pump over here to be sucking the water back out of the boiler. I don't think it can, but I don't want this valve here for the circulation to be sucking water back out of the boiler. So the boiler's got a one way, and that's in only. And this valve here is, what did I say this valve was at? 50%? 0.5. Which I think is not 50%. I forget how these valves are. I could always do a pulse here. I could do a blinker here and have the other valve and just have it blink. On, off, on, off, on, off. That might be actually a better idea. that really might be a better idea. Whoops. So you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to put in this valve, which I think the long side is output. I'm pretty sure the long side's output. Yeah. So we have the fluid in here. We have the fluid out. I'm going to put a blinker right down here. Just like that. And we'll need a constant on. We'll put the constant on right with the blinker. Right. Can I get it? Camera. I hate when the camera goes stupid. Okay. Constant blinker right beside. So we'll hook that valve up to power, and I think that split my sides. So I'm going to actually have to reconnect to there and then reconnect to there just to bring my side back into play. That's going to go back to there. I'm pretty sure when I took that valve out, I cut my power down the side. So now it's all connected again. That valve has got so many wires going to it, it doesn't know what's going, whether it's coming or going. It's going to light up like Broadway. Anyway, let's get to our blinker. So we're going to constantly have it on. We're going to constantly be triggering that. So that's going to be on, off, on, off, on, off, just to make sure we're not starving the boiler. So the boiler will get water pressure, and then it'll get no water pressure. Then it'll get water pressure, then no water pressure. Because you remember we got a pump over here that's running. So it'll pump into the boiler, then it'll pump both directions. Then it'll pump into the boiler, then it'll pump both directions. And it'll alternate back and forth. So I want to change this to blink on duration, let's say 0.5. We'll have it on for 0.5, we'll have it off for 0.5. You know what? Let's go on for 1 second, off for 1 second. That's a better rounded number. So we'll go water circulates for a second, and then it stops and can only go into the boiler. So that way the boiler's getting a constant supply of water. We should not run out of steam now. Shouldn't. All right. Okay. One more time here. I'm gonna probably call it after this. Once I get the boiler working, that's gonna be my goal for right now. Is get the boiler working, get the generator working. Because really, all I had time to look at tonight was how those pistons work. Fine tuning the boiler is going to take some time. I figure. So I don't actually have time to do that tonight because I have uh, yeah, I've only got like 2 hours before I gotta go get up and go to work. Um, Insomnia struck again, as it always does. It sucks. It's such a pain in the ass. Anybody who has insomnia knows. You know. I don't have to explain it to you. You're well aware. Some nights you'll sleep like a baby. Some nights you'll sleep like a just like a rock and nothing will wake you up. And then other nights you'll go to sleep, you'll wake up an hour later and you'll be wide awake. Cannot get back to sleep. You have so much mental energy. It's not even physical energy, it's mental energy. You have so much mental energy that you can't do anything about it. Your brain just will not shut up, will not stop going and going and going, and you cannot fall back asleep because it just won't stop. So this is I decided to play some Stormworks because this game focuses me. It really it gets me focused on a problem, gets me focused on getting the solution to that problem, and that seems to calm down uh, the storm. Anybody who has ADHD knows what the storm is. That seems to calm the storm. And then once the storm is calmed, you can go back to bed, and you can sleep again. But until that storm is calm, your brain's just going around and around and around. Okay, so now we're putting out pressure here. Our generator's still not doing anything. We are putting out pressure. Wait a minute? Did I do anything with that valve? Yeah, I hooked power up to it. It should be working now. So our boiler pressure, or our boiler temperature is 113. Our steam pressure is coming up. Why is that valve not opening? Let me take a look at that valve. If I don't have the logic hooked up to it, do I have the logic hooked up to that valve? I do. Okay. So the logic is hooked up to the valve. Um, and what does that logic say? That's the steam piston generator. Okay, so what does that logic say? What am I reading? Input from the boiler pressure. So I'm reading boiler pressure, okay. And I'm going out to the steam piston generator. So when the pressure is at 2 to 4, which it definitely was, it should open 0.1, 0.2. Okay, so wait, 30. So when my pressure is at 6, it should open 30. So even if I have the decimal point in the wrong spot, it should open 30 when I hit 6 psi. So what is going on? Let's up this to 50 and see what happens. Let's up this to 50. Let's open this. Let's go to 20 on this because that I think that's too low there. Let's go to 10 on that. Actually, let's go 10, 30, then 50. We'll go 10, 30, 50. And then down here, just steam bypasses if it reaches 150. Let's bring that to 250. So if there's 250 psi, it'll bypass. Okay. Update that. Yes. And make sure it is actually reading the right property off the boiler. Are you reading? Okay. Oh, actually, you're reading the pressure from the line here. Okay. You're reading actual line pressure, not boiler pressure. Okay. So that when the line pressure gets to 10, 20, 30, whatever, then you open up. Okay. All right. So that will open 50% now. And if that's not enough, if 50% is not enough, I mean, that should be more than enough to move this train. So if it's not enough to move that piston, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Because if I open it up 100%, I don't think I'm going to have the steam to run the damn train. Let's get our firebox going. Our firebox is burning. Let's turn our pumps on so our firebox stays burning. We need to get that. We need to get that air moving. I realized what we're doing here. When we're pumping out the exhaust, when we're pumping out the black smoke, we're sucking in the air. We're making a vacuum in here, which is sucking the air in. So you can see our air is coming in 108 liters per second, and our exhaust is 108 liters per second, the exact same number. So we are just sucking air past that thing. We are, which it might not be a good thing because we could be burning off coal faster than we should be. I don't know how the air reacts with the coal in the firebox, but it could actually be that we are producing more heat than we need. We're putting too much air across it, um, and what we should actually be doing is maybe feathering the air that's coming in. When we hit a point, we should feather the air that's coming in. Maybe it'll burn slower. I don't know. Uh, especially when we hit 100. When we hit 100 here, we start feathering the air. Because if you remember, in my nuclear reactor, I had to feather the rods. I had to feather them to keep the reactor at a certain temperature, a nice stable temperature. This is just heating out of control. It goes to as high as the temperature as it can get, which I think is around 250 or 260. I think that's where it stops because you can see it's still climbing. It's at 231 and climbing. I don't need it at 231. I need it at maybe 150. It doesn't need to be at 231. So I could be grossly overheating my system here. Okay, so we're at 12, 13, 14. This should be it's still not going. I mean, we're at 30 now. This should be at 50%. 40. This should be at 50%. What is going on? Why is it not pumping steam to this piston? It's not even moving. Not even moving. Our valve is open. 50%. Look at the flow rate. We have steam. Mind you, it's not a hell of a lot of steam. And now our steam's dying off. Why is our steam dying off? We had flow. And the piston didn't move at all. But we had flow. Why is our flow so low? I need a pump. I'll bet you I need a pump. I bet you the steam can't get down here. I will bet you any friggin' money that's what I need. I will bet you any friggin' money that's what I need. I need a pump to get that friggin' steam down there. I will guarantee that. So if I put a pump in this line, and that solves my problem, that's we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to solve my problem, but we'll see. Where's my logic? I have to hook that up to my my pump around the world button or key, my key to pump around the world. I'm just gonna hook up the one line to that because fuck it. Okay, so that's gonna be my pump in. Now, I know I need a pump back. I need a pump back for everything. So I might as well put that in right now because I'm here. I have the space right here to put a big pump. So let's pump this back. Pump the water back to the, or pump the steam back, I should say. The used up steam that has no more ability to provide anything. we'll pump that back, and hopefully that will. Well, the pump's up here, and the problem with that is we have a connector right here, so I don't know if that's going to be effective. I might have to sneak the pump in here instead. Yeah, let's put it here instead. Oh shit, can I put it there? Yes, I can. I'm going to flip it. I'll flip it upside down, and I can park it right there. Just like that. Pump in, pump out. Okay, so we're going to flip this like this. Oh shit. I should actually put this one in first. I'm going to rotate that like that. We're going to rotate that like that. There we go. Okay, so we got a pump in our return line. Now we should have a pump in our send line as well. We should have a pump in our send line as well before we hit this valve split here, because we should be pressurizing this steam. Even though steam should have its own pressure, in Stormworks you actually have to give it pressure as well, which is kind of silly, but I mean that's the way it is. It is very silly, but that's the way it is. So let's cut this out here, and we will flip this around like so. Wait, you know what? That's not gonna work there. Or is it? No. So that's gonna go right into there. But I can fix that. So let's do that. Okay, so light blue there. Okay, and now I just need to fix this pipe. I need to move it out of the way. Which easy done. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Okay. Put in pipe going up. Pipe go over. Pipe connect. Like that. And then on this side, I'm gonna go. Oh shit. Don't delete the wheels. On this side, I'm gonna go. I need my proper colors here. Let's not get uncolor coded. We need to keep our color codes. Okay, so this side we have pump there, pumping forward. Okay. And then I should probably also have one here, pumping forward, because this is the front guys. So I should have one here pumping forward. Wait, why do I have... I have a valve there. Oh, and a valve there. Okay, that's right. No, that's right. Okay. Like, why do I have two valves in the same place? But then, no, that's right. Okay, so that guy should pump forward. And I gotta attach him at the back here. And these ones are the higher pressure pumps. So hopefully this will fire it up. I think the way that steam works in this game is that you create the steam in the boiler and the steam becomes a fluid amount. But the steam itself doesn't really have anything to it. You have to create the pressure behind the steam, and I think that's what people are doing. They keep putting pumps on steam systems, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. It's because the steam systems need a pump because the steam itself, it says it has pressure, but it doesn't really have pressure, and not to move down the lines. It has pressure to affect a system, but it doesn't have the pressure to move itself down a pipe. Uh, at least not in the way that steam realistically does. And I think that's where the problem is. It needs pumped, and so now that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing now. We're pumping the steam. So I got to hook up these to power. So I'm just gonna do a quick loop right here for these ones. Um, we have our ones right here, which I'm gonna just tie in crisscross. So this will come to this side. This will go to that side, like that. Hook another thing up to that. If I didn't have enough things hooked up to it. Okay, so I got the pumps there, the pumps there, the pumps there. Now I need to control the pumps. So I have to come off of this guy here, and I got to hook up all those pumps I just put in. So that pump, this pump, this pump, and I can't forget the steam pump that I put in. Where are you? Oh, you're already hooked up. Okay, I already plugged you in. Yes, I did. Okay, and I already powered you, right? Yes, okay. I didn't double power you. There. Okay, fine. Okay, I think we're good now. I think we're good now. But this is the last attempt I'm going to make tonight. Because, like I said, I've got to get to bed. So, this will be our last attempt. And hopefully this is the successful... Oh, break on. Hopefully this is the successful attempt. Because I think we finally got everything worked out. We have steam. We just aren't getting it around the system because there's not enough pressure to move it through the lines. Now we've added pressure in the lines. So with any luck, we're going to see this number go up. I don't know that it's going to go very high. I might need more gearboxes, but we'll see this number start to rise now, and we'll see this number start to rise too, because we're going to be actually pressurizing the lines now with the steam. So this should be interesting. I don't know why I got out of my seat and ended up going through the floor. That was kind of weird. So yes, this should be interesting when we hit 100 here and start making steam. And I am going to try to do some reading up on the variables for this coal furnace, to see if people are feathering their air to better control the temperature and slow down the burning of the coal. Because like I said, my reactor, I kept my reactor rods at only about 150, and that was enough to make steam, all the steam I needed. Because the actual oh, it drops. It dropped quite a bit. Okay, our steam pressure's like having a conniption here. It's working. It's trying. It is climbing now. I think our piston's running. We're still not generating any power, but this is definitely pulsing. So something's running. Something's happening. I don't know how much power we actually need for the piston to move. Okay, we're at 59. Our steam pressure is at 59. We got 59 pounds in the line. We still have no movement out of our generator. So I don't know what's going on here. Let's take a look. Or is the piston at least moving? It is not. Why is the piston not moving? What is going on here? Okay, our valve that valve is set. Okay. Come on. Let's see what's going on over here. Oops, there. Okay, so this flow rate, this valve is open 50%. The flow rate is really low. Like 0.5 or 0.05. Fluid in, 3. Fluid in is 3. 2. We're getting no rotation at all. Like the piston doesn't even know there's anything coming into it. So that's getting a flow rate in of 0.015. That's pathetic. Why is the flow rate so low? I don't understand that. And then this side is getting a flow out rate of nothing. It's not even moving. I don't understand now why we're not getting flow. These pumps are on. There's no flow rate there though because I'm not letting any steam out of. I'm not letting steam down this channel yet. But that shouldn't be stopping the steam from coming down the other channel. And that pump should be on. There's no restriction there. It just goes through the pump. Let's go here. There should be no restriction there at all. It should be coming through the pump. Fluid pump on. Look at how low the flow rate is. Why is the flow rate so low? What is going on? This isn't open. This is closed. So it's not bypassing. I got 59 pounds of pressure, steam pressure there. This is closed. So why am I not getting flow? Flow rate is 0.019. Like, but look at the fluid in and fluid out. 60 atmosphere. Is it full of air? Is the line full of air? Is that what's going on? Like, at this point, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. I have no freaking clue right now what's going on here. Like shit. You know, I'm gonna put a T here, and I'm gonna put an air escape. I don't know if that's gonna fix anything here, but fuck, I mean it's the only thing I can do. Put a gas valve. I don't think steam is considered a gas in this game. I think it's considered a liquid. So we'll put a gas valve. We'll put a one-way on it, so air can't go in. And then on this end we'll put one of these exhaust ports. We'll put one of the fluid port ends. So if there's air jammed in that line, that should let it out. That should exhaust it because it's got a valve here, it's got a valve there, so it shouldn't get past the valves. It should be pushed out this way. Fuck. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't need that on the return because if I push all the air out here, there's going to be no air going, through the piston. That's all I can think of, is to put an exhaust valve on here and see if that changes anything. See if that fixes it. I don't know. I feel like there's a clog. It feels like there's a clog in the line, and I can't quite figure out how to clear that clog. It's like a clogged drain pipe, and I don't have a snake or a plunger. And I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how the hell to unclog it. Okay. Last attempt. Last attempt for tonight. See if we can get this son of a bitch fired up. If the generator won't kick, I'll do a little bit of driving to see if it drives all right. Uh, see if we maintain pressure and all that. See what kind of speed we can get to, and see if the boiler dies. See if the boiler dies like it did before. But I really want to see that generator running. I really want to see that generator running. Because that's going to make or break us. If I can't get a generator running off of steam, this train's going to run out of power eventually. And which means all my controls aren't going to work. So I have to generate power. If I can't generate power, I'm screwed. So as far as I'm aware right now, I have the piston set up properly. The piston is set up properly. My problem right now is steam pressure. Or is steam, period. My problem right now is getting steam to the piston, so the piston will actually work. It is hooked up proper. It's ready to go. It's being controlled properly. As far as everything I could find on the steam pistons, I have it set up the way it should be set up. All right, we're making pressure. You can see the pressure bouncing. Generator output is 0. That steam's going somewhere. I bet it's going down that line. That steam is the steam is definitely going somewhere. So it could be exhausting the air out of the line. I hope that's what it's doing. I hope steam itself is not considered a gas in this game. Because that would be brutal. You'd have no way of clearing air out of your lines, out of your steam lines. Oh, it is. Steam is considered a gas. Motherfucker. Because all the steam that we're generating is blowing out of that exhaust valve. Shit. So wait a minute. If steam is considered a gas, then that atmosphere that we had, that was 6. We had 60 going in and 60. Well, we had 60 going in, I should say. So we had atmosphere going into that damn piston. So why is it not running? Okay, so if steam is a gas and it's coming out of here, then it's going to be considered atmosphere. And when I looked at this friggin' thing, I saw 60 atmosphere. So why is this piston not working? Is it hooked up wrong? Is it flipped? Is it backwards? I don't know. I can't figure this out. I need help. Okay, I'm gonna cut it outside of the train so I can take a look at it. Paste it right there. I'm gonna see. This is steam. Yeah, steam in on this side. So I have it set right. I have it perfectly right. Then the RPS comes out both sides, right? Yeah. Okay. So I have it set up right. I have the steam in on the right side. Why will it not fire up? I don't understand. Okay, we'll cut that back into position. Paste. Merge. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay. Why will that not kick? Rotation offset is at 0. Maybe I should let's move it down. Let's move it to a half stroke. Maybe it doesn't want to start at 0. Let's move it to a little bit of a partial stroke. So it's kind of starting its way down. It's just starting its way down. So I'll move it to a partial stroke. That way it doesn't have to overcome the being at 0 degrees. I don't think that's going to solve it. I really don't, but you never know. I don't know why the steam is not going in though. That's the thing. Why is the steam not going in? I just saw, like we just visually saw a shit ton of steam spraying out the front end of the train. So it's getting there. The steam is getting there. That's irrevocable proof that the steam is getting there, because we had steam coming out of the front of the train. It was blowing out the end valve. So I don't know why it's not powering the piston. And that's the small piston. That's not even a big piston. That's the small piston. That's the smallest piston there is. It should have no. It should take no effort at all to move that sucker. It's not like we're trying to power a giant piston engine. This is just one piston we're trying to move, and it's a small one. You probably move it by hand, for crying out loud. I probably put a crank on it, and move it, move it by hand. Okay, so our boiler temp's coming up, and I swear this is the actual last attempt for tonight. This is the last attempt for tonight, because I'm kind of hitting a wall now, and I need to go back to bed. But I really hope I get this solved here. I don't know why it's not working. I hope the offset's gonna get it going. I hope offsetting it that little bit is gonna get it started, because that's the only thought I have. It's not moving because it's stuck at 0, and it doesn't have the rotational force to get it past 0, so it's just kind of binding on itself. You sometimes see that in pumps, where if they're at perfect top, the crank arm is basically, when it goes to drive the piston down, the crank arm is straight, and it will not initiate the rotation because it is so straight. All it's doing is pushing against the crankshaft, but it's not, it's not getting past that hump to get started. And I can see that happening in Stormworks. If you start at a perfect 0, it's going to be sitting there going, I don't know how to get past this 0, because I'm at the top, and the bar is straight, and I don't know how to turn the bar. But it looks like that's not the case, because we're getting steam pressure and we're getting no generator. Damn it. I really wish I knew what was stopping that from happening. If I go to... Oh shit, I hit B. Damn it. I didn't mean to hit B. I meant to hit the... I meant to actually go to the front. Yeah, This is the most frustrating thing ever. Because I know this has to work. It has to work. But I don't know why it's not. We have steam. That's the whole shebang. If we don't have steam, we don't have anything. But we have steam. So I'm going to try, I know I said that was my last attempt, but I'm going to try one more thing. And that is to ram the son of a bitch with steam. I'm going to turbocharge it, basically. I'm going to turbocharge it with steam. It's going to get more steam pressure than it knows what to do with. And if that doesn't work, I have no freaking idea. I have absolutely no idea if that does not work. Because we're about to hit this thing with as much pressure as we can possibly jam down its throat. We're gonna have steam. We have steam. We know we have steam. The steam blows off, so it's got to be the steam pressure that's not high enough. So we're gonna back it with the second pump. We have the one pump to get it there, with the second pump to just shove it down at the piston's frickin' throat. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ram it down the piston's throat, uh, and hope to hell that the piston is just gonna kick and go. Because if it doesn't, then I have no idea what to do. Uh, we have plenty of steam, so the fact that the valve's opening 50%, I don't think that's the issue. Because like you saw, there was a giant cloud of steam coming out the front of the friggin' train when I had that vent valve on. So we know there's steam. There's no denying that there's steam down at the piston. So the only thing I can think of is pressure. There's not enough pressure to keep it going, or to overcome the what's the word I'm looking for? There's not enough pressure to overcome the uh, uh, inertial mass of the piston to get it moving. But again, I find that very, very hard to believe. Very hard to believe. So we got our our boilers and pumps and shit turned on, and we just gotta wait for our boiler temperature to come back up again. Once it hits 100, this will start climbing. This will start frickin' hopefully climbing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. And this actually is the very, very last attempt, because I am past my bedtime. And work time is getting a lot closer. Work time is getting a lot closer. I do want to get at least I want to get at least an hour before I have to go to work. I slept for maybe 2 hours, maybe 2.5, yeah, maybe about 2.5 to 3, somewhere in there. 2.5 to 3 hours, somewhere in there, is what I slept before I got so really waken up by my brain. And yeah, so I want to get at least one more hour before I have to go, work a blue collar job where I'm bashing my brain in constantly to fix people's problems. Fixing people's problems on 3 to 4 hours of sleep is no picnic. Tell you that much right now. Okay, we're getting some pressure. Pressure's coming up. We hit 1, and it bounced back down again. We hit 1 and it bounced back down again. See, I don't think this should not be opening at 1. Okay, now it's climbing. Now we're climbing. We're making pressure. We're making pressure. I can see that it's using some. You can see it's using some because it goes up and jumps down. It goes up and jumps down. It's not a steady climb. But again, our generator's at 0. What the fuck is going on? Pardon my French, but this is just driving me insane. And I was hoping to solve this because I know it's going to drive me crazy at work tomorrow. And it's going to drive me crazy while I'm trying to get back to bed or trying to get back to sleep. It's going to drive me insane. What the frig is going on over here? My steam valve is open. I have fluid in 60 atmosphere. I have fluid out 60 atmosphere. And like we said, it's atmosphere that we're looking at now, because steam is atmosphere. We've covered that. Steam is atmosphere. Because I used a gas valve and the frickin' steam came out, so it's got to be atmospheric. It's not fluid. Well, it is fluid, but it's not. I don't know how to freaking explain it. So we have 60 atmosphere. That should be a ridiculous amount of pressure. And this is not moving at all, because there's nothing going through these lines. That's true, that's false. Look at our flow rate. 0.011932. Why is the flow rate so low? I don't understand what's happening here. I do not understand what's happening here. And why is our freaking... Oh, steam engines vibrate because I'm stuck in it. I'm like, why is the engine vibrating? Because you're clipped into it, dumbass. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if we start using some of this steam. Just dumped. It just dumped. You see that? We didn't go anywhere. The steam just dumped. Okay, now we're going. And that was at a setting of 10. And we're still not getting steam back. Setting of 3, we're still not getting steam back. Our steam pressure is dropping so fast. Our condenser temperature is good. Our throttle compensation, well, that's not compensation anymore. That's our actual throttle. We're at 3% throttle. Look at those front wheels just a friggin' chugging. I mean, I'm barely moving. And I'm still losing pressure. What is going on with this train? Brakes are off. My boiler temperature is still above 100. I should be producing all kinds of steam. Well, now my steam pressure's climbing again. What? So my throttle's at 10. My pressure's up. Throttle's at 100. We ain't going anywhere. Steam pressure's up. Temperature's up. The generator's still not working. I have no idea what's going on with this train. I don't think steam locomotives should be this complicated in Stormworks. I don't feel that they are. Like, this is not the first steam turbine I've ever run, or steam generator I've ever run. But it is the most fucked up, that's for sure. It is the steam turbine that does not want to run. Flow rate 0, that's fine. Flow rate 0, and it's wide open. Why? Why is flow rate 0 when it's wide open? Look at the steam. I got 174 steam in there, but I can't use it. It's not being used. It's like it's stuck in there. I don't understand. I think I might have to redo this bypass. I think I might have to program something else in here. Something along the lines of watch this variable valve. I think I can get the flow rate off this variable valve, and I certainly know the condition it's in. So I should be watching this valve, and if this valve is open and there's zero flow through it, then bypass. Hit the bypass to see what happens. Because I think this bypass valve, if there's a blockage or something in this frickin' line, if I hit this bypass valve, it should dump all my steam. Because look at that, 174. So why is nothing flowing through there? It's not even moving. This pump down here, not even moving. And you can see it's 60 atmosphere. It's the same problem I'm having down there. There's frickin' atmosphere, but there's no fluid. So I don't know if it's sucking air from somewhere, if there's air getting into the system somewhere. It makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know why it's doing this. And it's driving me right up, loopy. This is water. Back here, because if it was steam, it would be venting. So it's water back here. We have our pulsing valve here should be pulsing. Come on, camera, stop. Our pulsing valve back here should be pulsing. So we should be getting a pulse here. True, false, true, false. Look, and we do get flow. When we go true, we do get flow. When it opens up, we do get flow, and it flows through. And right here, we're getting zero flow rate because our boiler's full. Our boiler is full of steam. There's no fluid in there, it's all steam. But it won't come out the other end. I don't know why. It's not getting used down at the far end. Like our wheels are not using it anymore. I don't know why. Why? Why are you not? Steam in 0. Steam in 0. Steam out 0. 0, 0, 0. Everything's 0. I don't understand. 0 liters per second at 60 atmosphere. It has so much air pressure in there. It's 60 atmospheres. That's 60 times regular air pressure. It has so much air pressure in there, but it's got no steam. And I don't know where it's getting the air pressure from. I don't know why the air pressure is getting clogged, or why it's getting clogged up by air pressure. Where is it getting the air from? All of my air vents are out only. I don't have an air vent that's in. So it can't be sucking air from anywhere. Because look, there's a valve there. There's stopping it from going out. Or stopping it from coming back in. Down here I have air valves. I have the same thing. I've got, letting the air out of the lines. Air can only go out. Air can only go out. There's nowhere in the system for air to be getting in. It can only exhaust. And I do have it cycling around these tanks. I have the air cycling around these tanks. Are these tanks still getting air in them? I don't know. Let's check them. Well, that didn't work. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, look. Nitrogen, nothing. Oxygen, nothing. Carbon dioxide, nothing. Fresh water, tons. And it's slowly going down, which is what I expect. I look over there. It's got water, water, water. Oxygen, nitrogen, it does have a little bit here and there, but nowhere near the quantity that would clog up the lines. And look, I got a flow rate here through my gas relief valve, so it's letting out gas. It's not letting out steam, it's letting out gas. Because if it was letting out steam, we'd see a white cloud coming from it. So it is filtering out air in the filtering air out of the water system, I should say. So this one up here, nothing. Nothing going out that one. Over here, little tiny bit going out, but not very much. Over here, the flow rate, very low. And this is the out from the piston. Nothing. This is the in from the piston on the other side here. This one at the back. 60 atmosphere, no fluid. And the flow rate is laughable. 0.006785. The valve is open halfway. I don't think it would make any difference if I opened the valve full. I don't think it would make any difference at all. It is just not pumping. It is just not moving the steam. I don't know why. Same with these. They're just, look, fluid 0, 60 atmosphere. Fluid 0, 60 atmosphere. It's like it's pumping air around the system. There's no fluid moving. 60 atmosphere it's like it's got 60 atmosphere of pressure it's putting out. But nothing's moving. Look at the valves. Open. Completely. 100% open. Nothing happening. Don't understand. I guess it is what it is. So I'll save this. Where am I here? I gotta go to the map. I'll save the train again. And what I'm going to do is I might seek out some assistance to see if I can figure out why we're getting absolutely... I've got a ton of steam, but she ain't going anywhere. But it does for a little bit. It does for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's like it hits an airlock, and it just stops dead. Will not go any further. Do not pass go. Do not collect anything. And I cannot figure out why it's doing that, unless the absolutely unlikely event that it is sucking up air through this water jet here. That is the absolute only thing I can think of, is it's getting air from here. But I don't think it is. I don't think it is. But if that's the case, then that's the case, and this little quick fix should solve it. Whoops. So I'll put a fluid valve, or I'll put one of those little fluid valves. This guy right here, the liquid relief valve. I'll toss that on there, and then I'll toss the vent on the end. Or I'll toss the fluid port on the end. If that is the source of the air, which I highly doubt, because it would be sucking past these pumps, it would be sucking all the way through this entire desalination system. It would be sucking air through there. It would be sucking through the pumps, sucking through there, and coming up underneath, then over past some more into the tanks. So, I mean, is it possible it's sucking air through that? Yeah, it is. I'll admit it. Do I think it's sucking air through that? No, I don't think it is. But you know what? I'll cap that anyway. I will cap that anyway, and we'll see what happens. I highly doubt this is going to solve it. And I know I said this like 4 times already, but this is the very, very, very last attempt to solve this problem before I call it a night. Very, 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 very absolute 100% last attempt, period. So, with any luck, that's the reason it was sucking air. I highly doubt it, but you never know. I do admit that it was a source that was not limited. It was a source that these pumps could have been sucking air into the system through that pipe or through that hose. But I don't know. I don't know. I have I have a lot of doubts on this that's going to be the that's going to be the reason. Because you saw it, I had a shit ton of steam. But there was a point in time where I lost all steam. So if there was air getting sucked into the system, when I lost all steam, that's when the air would have snuck through. So, I mean, it is what it is. We'll see what happens here. I am not holding any hope, but we'll see what happens here. If that was the whole reason, though, that's pretty laughable. Because I actually built that pump or that line to make sure it always had water, not that it stopped the water. So fingers crossed here. I highly doubt this is going to solve the problem, but I mean, you never know until you try, right? We're building up steam pressure slowly here. We'll lose steam pressure when it hits what is it? 2? Yeah, as soon as it hits 2, we'll start losing steam pressure because it'll start letting the steam out a little bit. Little bit. That's when the piston valve starts opening. Okay, piston valve is now open, and that line is full, and it looks like we aren't using a damn bit of it. Generator's still at 0. That piston ain't moving. Fuck. I just don't understand where the problem is here. I don't get it. None of our water tanks have like diesel or anything in it. It's all straight water. And we're boiling it in a boiler. We got steam coming out. We have valves that are open. And not a damn bit of steam is moving around the system. It just doesn't make any sense. Because I can go like this, and we move. Look at us move. Off like a shot. It used every single bit of steam there. But then at some point here, we're going to hit a spot where all of a sudden the steam stops going to the wheels, stops running the wheels, and pressure will build back up again. Because right now the steam's running the wheels, and then all of a sudden the steam will just stop, and the pressure will rise back up to 50, and we'll have no more drive unit. The drive unit will be dead. Although the boiler's losing temperature, which means water's still going through it. So, but look at us stop. Look at us stop. Coming to a stop. I'll back down our throttle. Our pressure won't build. We're basically out of steam again. There should be no reason for us running out of steam right now, other than Maybe the boiler's dry now, which that shouldn't happen. So we're gaining a little bit of steam again. A little bit of steam. My throttle's still at 5%. We're gaining steam. There goes the steam. It's going to go way up to 50 something again, probably, and we're not going to move. We are not going to move. The throttle's at 4.9. We're at 50. No matter what I do here, I will guarantee you this train is not going to move because it's got an airlock or something in it. Look at that. Piece of shit. That just doesn't make any sense. And if I go look at it, we're going to have a shit ton of steam and it's not going to be going anywhere. I will guarantee you that right now. We will have a shit ton of steam on this end and it's not going to be going anywhere. Yep. 174. Look at that. 174.99. Nothing flowing. That is freaking bullshit right there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the problem is. I'm gonna have to do some more research on steam engines, I guess. Because at this moment, I am completely flabbergasted as to why we have plenty of steam. We have a mountain of steam, but it's not flowing. Even though the valve's open, look at the valve. It's completely open, 100% open. There's no flow whatsoever. Our tanks have flow. Look at our tanks. Our tanks are flowing around. But look at the nitrogen. 21%, 23, 23, 25 liters, 27 liters. Where the fuck's all this nitrogen coming from? 28. Look at it climb. 28, 27, 25, 23, 21. Where the hell's all this friggin' air coming from? I'm not spawning in empty tanks. These tanks are full when I spawn them in. So where the hell's all this air coming from? I just don't get it. Anyway, I can't continue this tonight because I gotta work in the morning. So unfortunately, I can't continue tonight. But this is being a big disappointment here. I don't know what is currently causing us to have an issue. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. Now I'm 100% positive I don't have air getting into the system through here. And there's no other air vents that are one way. Or there's no other air vents that are two way. That's one way, that's one way. That's the only way that air could get into the system is if it's coming in through a vent. Unless there's naturally air in the pipes, which I don't know. But that should be solved right here. Fluid should go through here. Air should go through here. There should be no way that air is getting into that boiler and then cycled around. There should be no way. Even with this not filtered, all of the air that got sucked in should have hit here and went up and out. It should not have passed through there. So I'm at a complete loss as to why I have no pressure. I shouldn't say I have no pressure. I have a shit ton of pressure. I got 50 something pounds of pressure here. And with this open, with this valve open, that means I should have 50 something pounds of pressure down at this frickin' end where it's driving. I should have 50 pounds of pressure here. I should have 50 pounds of pressure here. But I don't. I don't have any steam flow down here at all. It's all confined in the boiler. It's all in the boiler. It won't come out of the boiler. There's 175 in the boiler. There's 50 pounds of pressure right here. And for the frickin' love of me, I don't know why that is. So, I mean, I'm gonna have to do some serious research to figure out what the fuck is going on with this boiler. Because right now I'm at such a loss that I don't understand what's going on. Uh, and I have not seen this issue dealt with by any of the videos that I watched on Steam engines. They basically put it together and it just runs. Um, they're not having these issues that I'm having. So I don't know if my build is, well, my build is definitely unique, but I don't know if I've done something that triggers a fail, uh, or if I've got an airlock somewhere and I just haven't addressed it, and I don't understand. I just don't understand where I'm getting the airlock from, maybe. Uh, but yeah, it's it's a toughie. I don't know if I'm going to be able to solve this one without doing like a complete rebuild, which I don't want to do. I 100% do not want to do a complete rebuild, which would basically be taking all the piping out from the inside, all the boilers, all the everything that's inside, taking it out, taking it all out, and starting from square one. I do not want to do that. I really don't. I really don't. But I might have to. uh, I can tell you one thing though. If I did have to do that, this entire front section right here would be becoming a water tank. I would remove all these tanks, all these separate water tanks, all these water tanks that are out here by themselves. They would all be gone, and this would be one giant tank right here for water. That's the way I would roll it. If I had this train to redo, if I had to redo this train, the water source would be right here. That would be a giant tank. I'd have my heater box where my heater box is, and then I'd have my boiler, and then I'd have my condenser, and then I would have my water tanks right up here. And I would have it fill from up here. I would have the gauge and all that. They would be here. Um, or the fill thing might even be here, just dangling right here. So I could fill it there. But I would not put the tanks down the side again like I did, because that took up a lot of space, a lot of pipe space that I could have been using for pipes to do stuff. Um, but instead, I got to squeeze all my pipes. Like look at that mess. And I will admit that is a mess. That is a big mess of pipes. Um, but it shouldn't stop them from working. That is a big mess of pipes, but it shouldn't be stopping them from working. Um, and I feel that's what's going on right now. It's something stopping the pipes from working. Even if I'm getting a negative pressure, I thought maybe I was getting a negative pressure from this guy here, because it's pulling on when the steam comes down this line here and it hits here, it's pulling it this way, because it's got a vacuum going on over here, so it's pulling it that way, pulling the steam towards those front drive engines. But they should still run. They shouldn't be not running. Like even if these guys back here have no steam, but these guys have steam, these tires would still keep me going. They wouldn't. They wouldn't just completely stop. So that's why I don't understand um, what's happening with this train. Uh, so I think I might seek some advice which unfortunately I won't be able to record. So if the problem gets solved while I'm messing with somebody else to get it solved, I will do a follow up video to basically say, oh shit, this was the problem. Um, in the same note, if there is a fundamental flaw with the way that I built this train, uh, as far as the inside goes, this massive mess. If there is a fundamental flaw that I have designed into this, again, if I have to do an entire wipe of the inside and start from square one, I'm not going to put you through that. I'm not going to put you through that. I'm not going to put you through another 3 hours of me just dicking around trying to get something working. So basically, what I'm saying is this is going to be the last video on tinkering with this train. The next video you're going to get of this train is it working? It will be in working condition. The next video I do on this train. So I don't know when that's going to be. Might be a little bit because, like I said, I got to figure out why it's not running. I got to figure out why it's not working. What's not working? I might even not have enough boilers. I might need more boilers. There could be a big problem with the amount of steam I'm providing. Maybe I'm not providing enough, and that's causing an airlock. I might need 2 boilers instead of 1. So, I don't know at this point what the problem is, but I can tell you there's definitely a problem. And if I do have to stuff 2 boilers in here, there is space for that. You can see the boiler comes down into this gap down here, but it only comes down 1 block. And if you look at the top of the boiler, there's a 1 block space, which means I could put a boiler over here and I can put a boiler over here. So I could have a boiler on each side. If I were to completely gut this thing and start over again, I could actually have 2 boilers, 1 on each side, and I can feed them heat from the same firebox because that firebox is putting out 200 and something. So that's definitely enough to heat up 2 boilers. So if I have to split this up, if I have to run these off of 1 boiler and these off the other, or if I just need to run 2 boilers to get enough steam to run this thing, then that's what I'm going to have to do. And like I said, I'm not gonna put you through that. What I will do is I will come back after the train's working. I might strip off this top part and show you the inside, show you what's been going on, or the changes I made to get it working. But for right now, like I said, it's broken, it's not working, and I need help to get it fixed. So I'm gonna seek out my my crew basically. That's on the Stormworks Discord, and I'm gonna send them a question. I'm gonna say, you know what, I can't get this damn thing working. I don't know if any of them are gonna watch these videos to see what I've been doing to try to rectify the problem, but yeah, it's definitely something that's gonna have to be looked at by somebody who knows more about Steam in Stormworks than I do. My first train, my first Steam train, and I decided to go big, and that's biting me in the ass now. So we'll get it sorted out though. We'll get it sorted out. Well, the Empire class steam locomotive shall ride again. But anyways, take care everybody. This is Jodian. I'm out of here. Signing off. See you next time.